Now let's turn our attention to France, where a historic case is on trial, a case which follows a complex relationship between former President Nicolas Sarkozy and the late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Sarkozy has been accused of receiving money from Gaddafi, some $52 million. It is a record for France. And where did this money go? Apparently in illegal campaign funding for the 2007 election. This case is so mind-boggling that it has been investigated for about 10 years now. So can the courts reach a verdict? And if found guilty, what awaits Sarkozy and the people of France? Here is a report.
The Libyan case. This is the biggest political financing scandal in modern French history, and the most dreaded trial for Nicolas Sarkozy, the former French president, who served from 2007 to 2012 before retiring from public life in 2017. While he denies them all, Sarkozy faces severe accusations of passive corruption, illegal campaign financing, concealing embezzlement, and criminal association. Sarkozy is alleged to have received $52 million in illegal election campaign funding from the late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi, whose brutal rule of 41 years was marked by human rights abuses and terrorism, including the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Scotland in December 1988. Gaddafi was isolated by the international community, but Sarkozy and 12 other people, including 3 former French government ministers, have been accused of conspiring with him in this historic trial. The 3-month trial, which opened today, will hear the allegations, which have the makings of an over-the-top Hollywood movie. The case first emerged in March 2011 when a Libyan news agency made some explosive revelations. They claimed that the Sarkozy entourage met members of the Gaddafi regime in 2005 when Sarkozy was the French Interior Minister, and the two parties forged what's been called the Corruption Pact. The Gaddafi regime delivered suitcases full of cash to Parisian ministry buildings to fund Sarkozy's presidential election campaign, which he won. In an interview, Gaddafi himself said, "It's thanks to us that he reached the presidency. We provided him with the funds that allowed him to win." But the court will examine whether Sarkozy doled out favors to Gaddafi in exchange for this funding. It could have been diplomatic, legal, or business favors, because soon after becoming president in 2007, Sarkozy invited Gaddafi for a visit to Paris. He welcomed the Libyan leader with great honors and became the first Western leader to do so. But in 2011, he also became one of the first Western leaders to push for military intervention in Libya. This was during the Arab Spring pro-democracy protests. It helped topple the Gaddafi regime before the dictator was captured by rebels in October 2011 and killed. The trial will seek to detangle this complex relationship between the former French leader and the autocratic Libyan leader and look at a 10-year anti-corruption investigation, which brings with it a dizzying maze of shell companies and contradictory statements. And it comes after Sarkozy's 2 recent court convictions, one for corruption and another for hiding illegal overspending during an election. Last month, Sarkozy made history by being the first French head of state to wear an electronic tag, but this may be the beginning of his troubles. If found guilty in the Libyan case trial, Sarkozy could face up to 10 years in prison, which is bad news for him and for the French voters, who already have low trust in French politics amid the ongoing chaos.